All right, we connect in this one a few more of the webhooks. When someone replies to a job posting, the owner gets a webhook. When someone's proposal gets accepted, they get a webhook. So you see some of the detail work. There is some Lovable, some AI, but most of this is just me plugging in and connecting Supabase and N8N. So you get to see how amazing this stuff can be, that I can get so much done without the code. And more importantly, you end up with something that's just has a certain consistency to it and a certain execution tracking. This is my day-to-day. I get a lot of stuff done thanks to these patterns. You'll learn how to connect a lot of dots, believe it or not, sending emails and all that stuff in this one. There are some links below to get notified when this tool is ready to be released and going and live, and you can start using it. That's the ultimate goal, and we're maybe a couple of weeks away, not even a couple of episodes. It just depends on how quickly I can get to them. But that's it. Enjoy. All right, we are going to hit the top of this list, but man, there's a lot of little details. I'm writing them down as bugs, and we'll get to those later too. So now we want to work on the job owner notified when a person replies to the job. But we still need the person who gets the job to know they got the job. There's a lot, so we even need to do that. And I don't want everything to be email because that has a limited amount of easy automation. So the job owner notified when person replies to job. So just like we did before, we're going to do the whole webhook process. Job proposal created or updated, example user, example. So if we go here, all right, so we have job proposal created, spelled horribly, example user webhook, and example. Okay, let's go to this guy. So when we get a webhook, we decide if the states have changed, and then we do something. All right, so we're going to copy that pattern. I'm not going to keep it in here. People do that a lot, and it's great, but sometimes I get frustrated when I can't run something a certain way and it gets stuck or it runs the wrong one. Job proposal created. So we'll say job proposal accepted. Like we could do all of this in Lovable in AI code, maybe, but I think we get somewhere quicker when we do it this way. And I'm going to mess around with the name here only because I think sometimes I've had duplicate workflows trigger other workflows that they were duplicated from, but it could be just my imagination, but just in case. So then we have staging, notify, and we do have auth, and we do have a token, and we do have something I probably need to change again. So we got that, and then we have, let's see, actually I'll take that and use that in a moment. So this is where the webhooks base. All right. So we're going to go to Supabase, and we're going to make a new webhook. And this is really neat. Again, we're just plugging these systems in together, and it's really neat actually. Job proposal accepted. And so I'll take advantage of that, and then I'll say job proposals. So what would it be though? I think, that's interesting. I need to go look at the database. Let me go look one moment. So let's go give it our URL, and then we got to go look at the database. And then we have to do, and then we got to go grab that. So let's see. I think it's that. It still might not be that because I do think I changed it at one point, but let's just see what happens. Especially if I'm wrong, because it'll be good to see how we troubleshoot it. Job proposal is accepted. But now the question is, what happens when a person says, hey, I want to accept this one? So when the owner says, yeah, this is the one, but let's see. So I accepted one of these and it doesn't tell me which one. Okay, so this is job A803. Job posting A803. Ha, awesome. That is why. All right, so it never did that. All right. See, this is the tricky part, because do I keep using Lovable, or do I start doing this in Cursor or something? I'm going to stick to Lovable just because I know they should be able to do this. All right. There's nothing connecting the fact that someone that became taken. And again, maybe it's just bad prompting. We'll assume that. So see, my jobs. Do my jobs. We got one that's taken. Okay. Very simple one-to-one relationship. Again, like, I just wrote that like a developer. Would a normal person be able to do that? They would have wrote it differently. All right, it says it did it. Let's see what happens. My jobs. This one's already taken, so let's go to this one. Cannot find really. Jeez. I'm gonna go copy. It's okay. So let's let it fix that. Let's do that. I'm gonna go to Firefox, which represents the person who's bidding on jobs. And I will then put something here. Very creative, I know. All right. Let's go back to here. And it's doing its thing. Let's let it finish its thing. So that would be test webhook password update. All right, the build didn't work. This is not that complex of an app. So I keep asking myself, how much am I complicating it? But so far, I'm not asking for much. When I watch people doing a lot of these videos, one-shot builds or whatever, the apps are pretty simplistic or they're not tested. But I see some amazing stuff, and I'm producing more applications and solutions than ever before, especially with no-code stuff like N8N and active pieces and Supabase. But building stuff with AI is still a bit tricky. Now, Supabase has a whole components library that then I wouldn't code a lot of things, but you still need to code this stuff. I still think I'm making more progress more quickly. So let's go to job postings and then this guy, and then I'm going to accept. And so this should do something. So when I do this, I need to see all that stuff happen. And then let me think for a moment. So we're watching the wrong table. So it's going to happen in the other table. So let's see. Let's switch our webhook. Let's go down to integrations, webhook. Oops, not vault. Database webhooks, webhook. And we're going to do this one, same one, but we're going to use the job posting. Same table we're watching for, and I could use this 1.8NN for everything, but I don't want to, because if I have a bunch of switch statements here, it just gets a little harder to manage, I think. So it's a funny thing, because we think about not repeating code as developers, and things have changed. So repeating a workflow is not that hard. So I'm going to go accept this, and it should say yep, and then it should do that. Wow, it's fine. Taken, accept proposal, it's already there. Let's let it go do something while we do the back end. Okay, yeah. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes. So let's go. We should have seen something come in if I remember to enable it, and I didn't, but that's okay. And we don't have any past execution, or we do, okay. Oh, it was a test, okay. So now we have this guy, and I'm going to do something here, and this is going to be wrong, but that's okay. So we're going to go to our job proposals in Supabase, and we're going to go job proposals, and now one of these, let me refresh it. I'm not sure why I have to. Oh, I never did check if I got it right. Oh, it's a job posting, that's why. All right, so here we have our job proposal. Now, let me copy this cell, and then I will edit that row, and then I will remove this for a moment, and that will go to our system. Here we go. Okay, it comes in. I'm going to copy this to the editor, and so we're going to get something in here, which is the cool part. So we see the status and we see the job proposal. Now this would be a weird moment where it's like this. So basically we want to say, let's see, job proposal is not equal to older job proposal. Okay. And I'll say and not null. Okay, we'll do both. Is not equal to, sorry, I'll do it the other way. Job proposal ID. All right, and is not empty. All right, that will get us going. Now, I don't need to be doing the database change anymore right now. So what do we want to do here? We want to say, okay, if it's changed, let's see, did the job All right, and then we have to do both email and or webhook. So we'll do it this way. This should be pretty easy. So we're going to say, okay, we don't want to get all rows anymore. We just want to get the account, Supabase profile. We want to get the profile of, we want to get the profile. All right, so we only really want one, and oh, we can just get a row. I didn't know that. Okay, so we want to get a row from the profile, and we actually want to get a user row too. Let's see, we don't care about that. We do care about that actually. And we want the, man, let's see. So what comes in is this. We have, not the header, I don't care about that. So we have a record with this ID, and that record ID is a job proposal. Sorry, that's the job posting. There it is. So the proposal ID, so let's rename this. Get proposal owner. There we go. And let's see, has active subscription. So we can't do this yet. We don't need to do this yet. We want to say job. Who is that? That's the job proposal. Has active subscription. That's not part of this table. Is. Okay. So that would get us the job proposal. I know we could do some type of nice query here if we wanted to. Like you can do a custom API call and make a nice one-off query. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I've done it in the past. It's okay. So we have this user, and we want that user's email, and we want that user's webhook. So let's see, loop over that item. We don't really need to loop. I'll just leave these down here for a moment. Then we want to get Supabase. Again, we could do this in one query if I come back to it. Get a row. We want to get the user profile, okay? And we're going to do like a bail if they're not subscribed anymore. So let's see, Supabase row get profile. And did I run that? Yeah, I did, okay. So profile, add a condition, get proposal owner. So I got their email. So I'm going to go get their profile. I think the profile is, yep, it's just that. This one. Is it that way? I think so. Let's find out. Yeah, there we go. A username, test accepted, and then they have a webhook. Okay, so now we have everything we want. We have the webhook. Be nice if we had first name, last name. We'll have to add that. Sorry. That's a minor detail that we don't need to rush into. We'll have to look later. So let's see. Okay, so we have our proposal owner and the proposal. Get proposal owner. We have the user profile. We have the proposal itself. Okay, so let's send an email and then send a webhook. So let's first send a webhook because we already have all that code. So let's see, let's get rid of this and get rid of this. Okay, let's get rid of, hold on, I don't want to get rid of everything. This is what I want to get rid of. Okay, so what is this guy's job? Log the webhook, and this is log webhook error. Okay, log webhook error. Okay, a lot of repeat, but we'll come back to that later. All right, so we're gonna go here and then here, and then we're gonna send the webhook to somebody. Let's see if we got lucky here. Yeah, we did. It's all right in line. But we do actually want to do the if statement. So we want to just see if they are if active. They shouldn't be able to do that other stuff anyways, so it's silly. True. Bool is true. Okay. If active, otherwise we just go stop. Okay. So now we have a lovable webhook, sorry, a log webhook, and that they've gotten their notice. Now let's send an email. And I don't think SMTP, oh, do they have a postmark? I always forget. Yeah, okay. There's probably a way to do that. So I have no credentials here, so I'm gonna go get some. One moment. All right, I just used my postmark credentials to get into there. No big deal, pretty easy. And the from. All right, no reply. I'll have to make it to be UsWork. But no big deal. We'll come back to that later. So we're sending this to, where is the person? Here it is. Now, typically I might use Mailtrap for this, or I don't know if Postmark has this. And let's go just send them to it, and this could be made better. We'll come back to that. We want to basically go here, but here is relative. Like this will be relative to what environment we're on. So we'll have to make a little bit more of a kind of way to do that. We'll come back to that too. Let's make that note. And it won't be that bad. Might even tell us somewhere in here now, because it would all be from Supabase. So go here to find out. So obviously this is wrong. So we'd have to say proposal owner, get proposal owner, webhook. Oops, not the headers. Record ID. Okay, cool. So now we have email going out, and that's the easy part in the webhook. Okay, all done. I could log that sent, but I'm not going to worry about that. And let's see, success. Oh, and I forgot to do that. Let's see. I can just do that. I must have forgot something. Here we go. I'll do it on the other one too. Webhook. It's this one. Okay. And then let's make sure this guy's fixed. And they're right after this together, so we know that will work. Okay. Oops. Yep. So typically I would test that, but they're basically the same thing, so it should be fine. And they're both right after the same area. And then we can run that. Huh. I must be using the wrong ID. It's okay though. You think it would be that? Oh, it's right here. I bet you that's it. This is the proposal. Yep. Okay, cool, cool. So let's make sure we copy that over. Too many words ID. All right, let's just click test. There we go. I was just grabbing the wrong ID. All right, so now we have people getting emails. Let's go look at that. I'll open it up in Gmail. One moment. All right, so we have our thing. Now you can get rid of this. Just go here and say that. And yeah, all right. Obviously it can be cleaned up. We can make that nicer, but we'll come back to that. All right, so we now have, let's see, and not too long of a time, honestly, job owner notified. So who are we notifying? Oh, we're notifying person approved for job. Okay, we did this guy. So they get an email and they get postmark. So now we need to notify the owner. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna duplicate this. All right, and let's see here. We want to update our notes, and I did not update that one, honestly. Job proposal accepted. Okay, let's close that. And then we're gonna say, see, it does change the path, so I'm probably just imagining that. And let's see here, so that's the URL. Job posting, and that will be an easy one. So we're going to say create a webhook, and that would just be insert. Again, this doesn't have a status field, so we don't do drafts or anything, but you could add that too. So when I got to get this, let's make sure we don't walk away without this working. So authorization, and that would be bearer UsWork. So it should be, yeah, it should be this. If it's not that, I'll be surprised, but we'll make sure to check that out. So if it doesn't show up, we know it's that. Okay. So then, so that's job proposal submitted. Job proposal submitted. Okay. So we want to do there is, so we're not just sitting in our UI adding things. So we could just trigger from Postman to make our job a little quicker. Post job reply, job ID from API. Okay. So let's go job postings, and we'll say, in theory, the stack I shouldn't take anymore. Job postings. So this one is available, and then we're going to say that. So every time I do that, I should trigger the event. And obviously, let's see, job owner notified. I forgot to activate it, so let's do that again. See, it's a lot easier to test it here than clicking around everywhere. That's not good. It's probably, I would assume, sometimes when it hangs, it could be because that particular API. I'm not sure why, because that's, wow, that's just Supabase API. So yeah, that should be pretty quick. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and then we have that, and then we have, yep, that's the time. Copy to editor and pin. Okay, so we have a webhook coming in, and we have our bearer. It worked, now that everybody can see it. And this is a job owner gets a message, someone submits a proposal. So it's on insert, okay. So let's see. We don't really need an if statement. Get proposal. So we want to get, this is where duplicating can be a pain, get job posting owner. And I don't know if we even, let's see what's coming in. Oh, yeah, it's just the job posting, okay. So row, get job posting. So the person posting the job might have many of them. So let's start with this job ID. Okay, so we get the job ID. Again, this could be a join. We can come back to that. I'm not really worried. So let's see, delete. So who's the owner? Ooh, I think yeah, okay. Get job posting owner. So this is actually me getting this is me getting, let me copy that, get job posting. Okay. And then this one will be me getting the job posting owner. Get profiles fine. And we're going to get from here. So we're going to say, and actually might be there. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now we have the people that will matter. Now, if this is a good one, I bet you I messed up the other one too. So let's do this. We have to fix the other one. If they have a webhook, let's go do that. If string is not empty. Okay. If they have a webhook, let me write that out. If has webhook, we go on with the work. We say, okay, you have a webhook, and you might even have a bearer token. Okay. And then we do everything we've been doing so far. If they don't have a webhook, we would just go right down to here. But let's see if that's weird. Yeah, it is. Okay. So again, I don't really care about duplication here. I'm just going to do that. And obviously we got to notify the person, so let's do that. So what I want to do now is say job posting owner. I want to own that, so I'm going to pin it. And then I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to say this. Let's just make that null. All right, and so now it will do this. Okay. And so the to email becomes something different, and we're going to go fix the other one in a moment. Where are you, owner? It has webhook, get posting owner. Get posting owner. Oh, it's interesting. Get job posting owner. Yeah, that's okay though. Let's just do this. They both are going to need this. That's a good point. So we can actually share. This should just work. Actually, that would have worked better if I did it a different order. So hold on a moment. Ugh. That's what I get for trying to save. Let's leave that there. Just say load. So we go get their email. Get arrow. Now, if this thing is successful, we'll do more optimized queries. We could even use the API, but I'm just not worried about that until this is a bit more successful. And we have scaling issues, but at that moment we can optimize. So I want to get a table, Oh, here it is. Wait, where is it? Select a table. I want the user's email. Oh, I know why. We used to show it in the profile. All right, I don't know how I got it before. Get. So profile doesn't have the email. But that guy should, so I can't see it. I don't know why. Let's just try this. Auth users. And then we'll say, oops, if I could type it. Auth users. Maybe it is the right level. Auth. Yeah, why am I not able to query that? So in here, let's go back to the other one. Oops. Proposal accepted. We send an email, but we cheated because we had the email in the proposal. So, and I got to do that if here. But why is Supabase not letting me get to the private table? Interesting. Let me just see what it says. Yeah, it's weird. Let me just do the other way. It's a bummer though. So if I do this, it's going to tell me go away, go use our HTTP. So let's go use that. I'm just surprised. And then we'll do a get. No, yes, we just want to do a get. Yeah, let me ask Claude one moment. I thought I gave it my project ID. So let's see if we can just copy that over. And we don't need those keys. Let's see, so this is wrong. Okay, actually it was right, I'm gonna say that in as webhook. Let's see, get job posting owner. Get job posting owner. Get job posting user ID. Okay. Auth will be predefined, and that will be my Supabase, which is nice. And then we don't need to send this. I don't think we do. We'll find out what happens. And I think that's it. 404. It's either saying that because I'm not authenticated, or you would think it would do that. Okay, so I fed the docs to Claude and it worked. I should be using a Claude MCP. I don't know what happened to my MCP. Probably this is the annoying part of MCPs, is you have to change them per project. So there's my Supabase, but it's for a different project. Let's see, so I got it now, I got it, okay. So now we have the user, and notice how N8N uses the credentials from before, so it's nice, you can hide it. And so we get the user, so now we want to say, we got the user, so we'll just call that get user info. Pain though, I wish it would work in here, or it makes me think, I don't know, maybe the profile should have the email. And we could do that. We could do that with a database event, so nobody has to edit anything. Job proposal has been accepted. Okay, you can go to the following URL. Again, a lot of this can be fixed. And I don't know what, we want to go to the actual job. So this is the job proposal. It goes to that job ID. Okay, so we can just do this. All right. All right, so that works. And then if they have a webhook, we still want to do this. And if they don't have a, oh, if that webhook has an error, we still want to do that. So that's it. So all these paths should work. Sheesh. And that was with no AI Claude, but it's pretty much just plugging things together. Soon it'll be easier because we'll just MCP the N8N bits together, nodes together. All right, let's see here. So webhook comes in, get the job posting, and we can do that. So let's go try this out. Let's go see. So we have my last test one. Now let's go do it for real. Okay, so that hit Supabase, and then we should get something here. Yep, we got it. And what did it do? It said, oh, and I left it null. So let's see. Maybe I didn't leave it null. Let's copy to editor. So we can see that I do have a webhook. So I'll remove that and we'll try the other way in a moment. And then the webhook goes through, which I guess I could prove. We're pretty confident that's just working. Yeah, there it is. And what do they get? They get not as much helpful stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. We are not doing good there. Let's go fix that. Glad I looked. So when we do a webhook, oh, we still gotta fix the null. So I wanna actually send something. So when we do this, we need to send something. So send the body. Let's see, so this guy is for job posting. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna want. That's a good question. So we're gonna get the owner of the posting proposal, but we want this. So we'll call it what it is, job ID. And so they're gonna get a webhook. We're considering them technical people, so they'll just do the URL. Let's see, job posting. I don't think I need to throw anything else at them. Test webhooks. Yeah, we can just do that. Title. Oh, know what we'll do so they know proposal, right? Job proposal, proposal ID. Let's get the proposal so they can know. And then I don't know if my UI does a good job of showing the proposal ID. Let's just do this. And maybe their AI system will then say whether it likes it or not. And we can add to that. Okay, so now they'll get a decent response. So if we go back to here and we hit it again, give it a moment, job ID, nice, okay. Let's go fix the other guy really quick. So we'll leave this open as an example. Again, I've complained about this before, but if you have don't do things in full screen. This is nice and you can look at two things at once. Job owner notified, job owner. Job proposal accepted. So we never really sent anything in this webhook, and we never really decided what to do if they don't have a webhook. All right, so let's add that. If has webhook, if active. We can actually probably just do this. And then sometimes that's worth it. If, let's see. Okay. If webhook is not empty. Okay, if has webhook, we keep going. And then on this note, so an if statement usually passes along the previous one, so it pretty much should line up. But we're not sending anything here either. Okay, all right. Your proposal was accepted. And then we'll say, hey, your job proposal. Let's see here. Webhook pass tags. So what do we got here? Here it is, test webhook. So that's the old records and the new one. That's the posting. And that's the posting again, just passes up. Get proposal owner. Right, so we get the proposal owner. We don't get the proposal ID, but I actually have it right here. Oh, I should. I'm supposed to have it there. Here it is, job. Oh, because old and new, okay. So we got the job proposal ID and that's all they really need. I'll do the job ID as well. Maybe with the API, they can go get the next person's information. That's it. Oh, it doesn't matter, old or new. I don't like that though. It won't change, but let's just do that. Okay. So now they'll get something, and if they don't have a webhook, we just go right to here, but then this guy has to line up. Here we got lucky because the proposal had the email for display reasons. Get proposal owner. And then like it said, it's sometimes that will be red. You can do that. And then, let's see, job ID, job proposal, job ID. And then here's the job. Oh, and that probably would have been fine too. Actually, I don't know why. That's a whole different one. Oh yeah, no, that's it. It was just I need to put in first. And again, it shouldn't matter. That should be fine. Okay, so now these guys are working as well. We could go test it again and again. We should put in some automation testing or automation testing. We'll do it at 3 levels though, once we get there. Automation testing, API testing, what would you call it? Browser. And that's probably it for now. Okay, so let's see. So now we have those. Okay, so we have the job owner gets notified when a person applies to a job with webhook and email. Hide taking jobs in browse jobs. Person who won the job is seeing the UI, search jobs in deployment. All right. That's like an hour of recording. I got pretty far. There's some intro. If you made it this far, I'll be back again with this tomorrow. Building's hard. It doesn't matter how many tools we have. What I see here that over anything else I've ever had before is a lot less hard. I've used Laravel for years. Even with its templates and things, this is moving a lot better, believe it or not. With no-code tools like N8N or Active Pieces, it's just crushing it. I just can't explain that enough. Not only because the building is easier, believe it or not, but when we're done and we could see past executions and everything should just hang together and be seen as working or not working. All this stuff is really important. So we're still doing really well, but the next one will clean up the UI. And if we get the UI working right, all these little things, if we get the confidence with all these webhooks and API tested and working, then we're pretty close. We just need that deployment plan. And then any of these, yeah, we're pretty close. I would say, and I've said this before, but maybe 2 more episodes. It just depends on how the details I might be missing, and then just depends on how good Lovable goes. We left it with something. I forgot what we left it with. Which is amazing that I can leave this thing doing something while I go do something else. And we just got to realize how amazing this is. So good. Button's gone. All right. I'll see you next time.